Ark Raiders has a really cool, unique feature that I've heard of in other games, but I've never seen in action. But in Ark, it just happened straight away. So in my first play session of Ark on the full release game, I played for about 3 or 4 hours and I only died once. I've still never actually died to the Ark in Ark Raiders. I personally think they should make the Ark way harder than they are now, but I did die to one player, and I didn't even see anything unusual about the way the player killed me. I'd just been told by chat, hey, you should try being friendly to people, so I was saying don't shoot to everybody I met and saying friendly over the voice comms, and most people would respect that. Most people would just run past me, to be honest, and just carry on with whatever they were doing. Some would stop and chat, but one guy was on the other side of some rocks from me. I said don't shoot, and he immediately just burnt me down and killed me. And I thought, well, that's what happens in an extraction game. Sometimes you just get murdered by somebody and there's not really much you can do about it. Or so I thought. The next time I logged in, a couple of days later, I had this message waiting for me. Basically what had happened was, even without me reporting the guy, because I didn't think he was cheating at all, the game had detected that he'd been cheating at some point, and so I got sent all of the items that I lost when I got killed by him. Now in this case, it didn't really matter, because I was right at the start of the game, I didn't have anything important anyway. But it's a super nice idea, and it's nice to know that if you did end up getting killed later, when you had all of the best gear and you lost stuff that took you absolutely ages to farm for, if you lost that stuff to a cheater, it wouldn't matter because you would get it back as long as the cheater was detected. Now, I've got absolutely no idea how common cheaters are in Ark Raiders. I've got no idea if you see them in every game, especially when you get onto the higher up maps, or if this was just a one-off, if it's super rare and I was just really unlucky that the first time I got killed it was by a cheater. Since then, I have had times where I thought it was very suspicious, like people shooting me from a long way away very, very accurately, but I think some players are probably just very, very good at this game. But yeah, I thought that was a super interesting mechanic that they have there, and it's nice to see that they've really thought about, okay, what is the downside to having cheaters in the game? They can't do much about someone killing you before they've detected them or anything like that, but once they have banned them, being able to then trace back everyone who's been killed by them, I don't know whether it's just in that day, in that play session, for the week, for the entire time the account's been active, I've got no idea how long it goes back, but giving them all of the stuff back, I think that's pretty great. In terms of the rest of the game, my thoughts on Ark Raiders, I haven't really done a video just saying what I think about the game, and that's because I'm not as in love with it as a lot of people are, and I don't want to make one of those videos where I'm just telling people they're wrong for having fun. I think for me, I've played a lot of extraction shooters, pretty much all of the main ones that I'm aware of, and to me, Ark Raiders just feels like a good extraction shooter, but it doesn't feel like it's really doing anything spectacular, and I'm a bit burnt out on the genre in general. Like, for me, that whole loop of going in, wandering around trying to collect a load of stuff, opening a load of boxes and hoping that your luck is in and you manage to get a really great item, avoiding players or fighting players and then extracting again, that loop just isn't that interesting to me. The big thing that I was really excited about with Ark Raiders was the Arks. Like, I'd heard people saying, oh, the Ark are terrifying, they're really like tough to fight against, they're really scary, they're the main threat in the game away from players. Personally, I just don't think any of that's true at all. Like, I've seen people soloing the biggest Ark in the game, the Queen thing I think it's called. I've seen people getting surprised that once you get some of the better weapons, how easy the Ark are to destroy. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I've never been killed by an Ark because they're super easy to avoid. Like, it's really easy to just stay out of their way if you don't want to fight them. In the beta and the playtests, we found it super easy as well, just to cheese a lot of the tougher ones. Like, we were fighting Rocketeers and things just by going in and out of doorways. Like, that was all you had to do to fight them. And that really ruined a lot of the fun of the game for me. I've got no idea if they've managed to fix that sort of stuff, but I do definitely get the sense that, like a lot of extraction shooters, the PvE side just isn't that interesting, isn't that exciting, and that's been a real letdown. For me, that was one of the biggest letdowns in like DMZ. It was one of the biggest letdowns in Marathon when they did that playtest that was public. It feels like no one's managed to crack having AI that are genuinely scary in an extraction game. I'm not sure really why it is. I'm not sure if they just want players to feel stronger than the AI all the time. Like they want to make it feel like you can progress past them and then you're just like the king of the map. But I think it's a really bad thing. I think the players should always be on the back foot. I don't think they should ever be stronger than the AI. Because otherwise what happens is what I've already heard of happening in Ark Raiders. There's lots of players who are now finishing all of the story quests. They've got all of the best gear in the game. And bear in mind, this is only, what, a couple of weeks after the game came out. They've got everything that they want to get in the game. And now the only thing for them to do is to go and hunt players. And that tends to ruin the game for people who are just starting out or people who aren't playing very much, because now you've got fully geared players who don't care if they lose their gear because they've got so much of it, just running around the maps having fun by absolutely tormenting everyone else. It happens with every extraction game, and I think it's happening to this one too. I would love to be wrong. I'd love for them to find some way to really encourage people to work together more. I think the Ark community has been really great in trying to encourage players and content creators and streamers to be friendly to other people, particularly solos. I think that's awesome and it'd be great if it works. But to me, the obvious answer, the big thing that I would love an extraction shooter to do is just have AI that are way beyond what players are capable of beating and make it so it's a proper survival game. Like the whole point of Ark Raiders is, okay, we can't live on the surface because these Ark are so powerful, they're so strong, that's why we all have to live underground. I'd kind of like it if it actually felt like that, because to me it feels like it wouldn't be that hard to protect an overground base in somewhere like Dam, because one person can kill even the biggest Ark. Maybe it's still early days, maybe they'll find ways to make the Ark stronger in Ark Raiders, although I have seen other people hoping that they tune the Ark down because they just want to fight players and they don't want to fight Ark, so who knows which side of the community will win and what sort of player will win out. To me, Ark just hasn't been as much fun as I'd hoped it would be. It's been a bit of a miss for me. It's not a bad game by any means, it's like a 7 out of 10, and I feel like there's been quite a few games lately that have landed at kind of a 7 out of 10 for me. Like Battlefield 6 and Red Tech have felt a bit like that. I'm fully expecting Call of Duty to feel a bit like that. And it's a shame. I really want that like next big game that I'm absolutely in love with. And for other people, that has been Ark or that's been Battlefield. And I'm just really hoping some game comes out in the next few weeks or months that I feel that way about. If anyone's got any recommendations, by the way, for games coming up sometime soon that you think look absolutely incredible, please do let me know in the comments below, because I am very much open to new games right now. Anyway, bit of a ramble, just wanted to talk about Ark a little bit without making the whole video too negative. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.